Hello everyone, this is Neelam Joshi and today we will going to discuss about domain analysis. So what is domain analysis? Basically, analysis of object-oriented system can occur at many different level of abstraction. Like if we talk about business or enterprise level, then the technique associated with object-oriented approach can be coupled here with a business process engineering approach. And Here in that manner we will define all the classes, objects, relationship and the behavior that the model and then that the model is basically for the entire business or any organization. And at the business area level, an object model that describes the working of a particular business area can be defined like in the form of category of product or system. Then we can say that this is just the domain of particular business or particular enterprise. Okay, and whenever we talk about on application level, then in the context of application label, the object model basically focuses on specific requirement, specific user or customer requirement. Okay, so those requirement affect an application to be built or not. And whenever we talk about when object oriented analysis is conducted at middle level of abstraction, then this is called domain analysis. Okay, so we can say that this is done when analysis want to create a library of reusable classes that will broadly applicable to an entire category of application. In software engineering, domain analysis or product line analysis is the process of analyzing related software system in a domain to find their common and variable part, and it is a model of wider business context for the system also. And domain analysis is the first phase of domain engineering, which is a key method for realizing systematic software reusing. So domain analysis produces domain models, which is using methodologies such as domain specific languages, features table, fact tables, fact templates and generic architecture, which describes all the system in a domain. And several other type of methodology also used for domain analysis. And here the product or artifact of a domain analysis are sometimes called object oriented models. Okay, so basically these data model represented in the form of entity relationship diagrams and unified modeling languages, etc. And here software developers can use these models as a basis for the implementation of software architecture and application. So in the context of this particular manner, the domain analysis is called model driven engineering here. Okay, now moving ahead, next one is domain analysis is basically what it is the process by which a software engineer learns about the domain to better understand the problem. Means here it is basically based on the particular term which is called domain and also domain expert. Means the domain is the general field of business or technology in which the client will use the software. And here domain expert is a person who has a deep knowledge of the domain. Means here by these two terms is that basically domain analysis is the process is by which a software engineer learns background information, and he or she has to learn sufficient information so as to be able to understand the problem and make good decision during requirement analysis and other stages of the software engineering process. The word domain in this case means the general description, and basically is what which satisfy the customer. And some domains might be very broad, such as airline reservations, medical diagnosis, and financial analysis, etc. And some are narrower, like manufacturing of paints or scheduling meetings, etc. So people who work in a domain and who have a deep knowledge of it, these called domain expert. Okay, so many of these peoples may become customers or users. And also, to perform domain analysis, we have to gather information from whatever sources of information are available, and these includes the domain experts, and also any books about the domain, any existing software and its documentation, and any other document he or she can find. So the interviewing, brainstorming, use case analysis techniques, which we already discussed in my previous video. So these can help with domain analysis, and here object oriented modeling can also be become an assistant here. Okay. Now the next one is goals of domain analysis. Domain analysis is used to find or create those classes that are broadly applicable so that they may be reused. Basically, domain analysis is the process which identify the relevant object of application domain. So here we can say that the main goal for this is software reusing. Okay, and the higher is the label of the life cycle object to reuse, then the larger are the benefits coming from its reuse, and the harder is the definition of workable process. Okay, so framework are excellent candidate for domain analysis because they are at a higher level than code, but average programmers can understand them. So for this purpose we specify some major goals, like domain analysis is an ongoing activity because it is a ongoing software activity that is not connected to any one software project. And domain analysis design revisable component means here the design and rebuilds revisable component that may be used by many people working on similar but not necessarily on the same application. Okay, now moving ahead, reuse and domain analysis. Object oriented technology are leveraged through reuse. Means domain analysis basically essentially involves the concept of reusability of the component that we are already present. Suppose for developing a complex software we need 1000 classes, and two software companies are assigned the task of building the same project. For example, company X does not use any existing interface and build all classes from scratch, whereas company Y uses an already available robust class library and now only has to build 400 classes on his own. Okay, so it is only include package of class library, thus company Y will be more efficient than company X. Like consider an example, the analysis of requirement for a new application indicate that 100 classes are needed and two teams are assigned to build the application, and each will design and construct a final product, and each team is populated by people with the same skills level and experience. So in this way, first of all, time taken for Y will be less if the workforce of X and Y have some strength and talent. And next is what next means cost of the work of Y will be considerably less than X, and in next way it defects in the project of Y will be certainly less than X. So in this way we will describe this particular thing, and this example denotes how the reusability of any component are used in domain analysis. Now moving ahead, process of domain analysis. As we know that software domain analysis is the identification, analysis and specification of common requirements from a specific application domain, typically for reusing or on multiple projects within that application domain. Some object oriented domain analysis is like the identification analysis and specification of common reusable capabilities within a specific application domain in terms of common object, classes, subassemblies and frameworks etc. are used. So the specific domain application domain can range from avionics to banking, from multimedia video games to application within an MRI device. And the domain analysis process consists of so many types of steps to perform sequentially. So here we can say that a series of steps is included in which initially the domain is to be investigated, and it is also identified, then processing through steps one by one, and the specification of object and classes is made here, and this is shown in this diagram. Here first of all, in this phase which is just denoted as being, here the identification of domain is investigated, and then domain analysis, and in this ending phase it shows the specification of object and changes that characterize the domain. Okay, and the another form is this process of domain analysis is shown by using this another diagram, because domain analysis may be viewed as an umbrella activity for the software process. But this means that the domain analysis is an ongoing software engineering activity that is not connected to any one software project. So the role of domain analyst is similar to the role of master toolsmith in a heavy manufacturing environment. And the job of the toolsmith is to design and build tools that may be used by many people doing similar but not necessarily the same job. And the role of the domain analyst is to design and build reusable components that may be used by many people working on similar but not necessarily the same application. Okay, so like this particular thing is presented in this diagram, in which the first phase is given as sources of domain knowledge, and it is provided as technical literature, existing applications, customer surveys, expert advice, and current and future requirement. So these are the sources of domain knowledge which is passes for analyzing phase in domain analysis, as a domain analysis, and then as a resultant it goes for domain analysis model. That means after analyzing these particular sources of knowledge, so this is just created like class taxonomies, reusing standards, functional models, domain languages, and this becomes the resultant for creating a domain analysis model. So basically in this figure, key inputs and outputs for the domain analysis process are available, and sources of domain knowledge are surveyed in an attempt to identify objects that can be reused across the domain. Okay, and in essence, domain analysis is similar to knowledge engineering, where the knowledge engineer investigate a specific area of interest in an attempt to extract key fact that may be of use in creating an expert system or artificial neural network. So we can say that during domain analysis, objects and classes extraction always occurs. Okay. So we can say that domain analysis plays a very vital role in creating a domain engineering and analysis model, and the domain analysis process can be characterized by a series of activities that begins with the identification of the domain which is to be investigated, and end with a specification of objects and classes that characterize the domain. So for this some special activities are discussed here, in which the first one is definition of domain to be investigated. Here basically the product category has to be isolated, and then object oriented items and non object oriented items must be extracted. Okay, basically object oriented items includes specifications, design, coding. Okay, so this is all applicable only for existing object oriented application classes. And here some support classes is commercial off shelves component libraries which are relevant to the domain, and test cases are also specified. And whenever we talk about non-object oriented items, then it compasses policies, procedures, plans, standards and guidelines, and part of existing non-object oriented applications like matrices and some non-object oriented code software. Okay. Next one is a categorization the item extracted from domain. In this activity, the items are characterized and journal defining categories of domains which are defined. Okay, and here a classification scheme for the categories is proposed, and naming conventions for each item are also defined when appropriate classification hierarchies are basically established. Okay, now moving ahead with third one. The third activity says that collecting sample of application in the domain. Means the item of the application must fit into the already well defined category. Means here we have to establish such type of activity where the analyst must ensures that the application in question has items that fit into the categories that have already been defined. Okay, so for this purpose, a software organization will have few, if any, object oriented applications are available in different form of stages. Therefore, the domain analyst must identify the conceptual objects in non-object oriented application, and some analyzing activities are also available in this particular stage. Now next one is analyzing each application. Basically in this phase the reusable objects are identified first, then percentage of application in the domain that might reuse the object is found out. So for this purpose the analyzer uses some particular step it identify the candidate reusable objects, and it indicate the reason that the object has been identified for use, and it also define adaptation to the object that may also be reusable, and it also estimates the percentage of application in the domain that might make reuse of the object, as well as it identify the objects by name and use configuration management technique to control them. So in addition we can say that once the object have been identified and have been also defined, the analyst should estimate what percent of typical application could be constructed using the reusable object. Okay, then finally the last activity is developing an analysis model, and this is the last step which shows the analysis model is developed, and finally this is based on some designing and construction of domain object. Okay, now moving ahead, the next phase is domain analysis document. Basically domain analysis document are very useful whenever we create a domain analysis model. So this is particularly divided into some specific portion, in which the first document is for introduction. In introduction phase, basically we just mention the name of the domain and give the motivation for performing the analysis. And the motivation normally is that you are preparing to solve a particular problem by a development or extension of software system. Okay, next one is a glossary. Glossary is basically describe the meaning of all term which is used in the domain that are either not part of everyday's language or else have special meaning, and it must here we must master this technology if we want to be able to communicate with our customer and users. And the terminology which is used here will appear in the user interface of the software as well as in the documentation. So we may be able to refer to an existing glossary in some other document rather than writing a new glossary. So in this way we use this particular phase. Now the next one is general knowledge about the domain. In this phase, we summarize important facts or rules that are widely known by the domain experts and which would normally be learned as part of their education. Such knowledge includes scientific principles, business processes, analysis techniques, and how any technology works. So this is an excellent place to use diagrams, and however where possible point the reader for details to any readily accessible books or other document are also used in this particular general knowledge phase. This general knowledge will help us to acquire an understanding of the data we may have to process and computation we may have to perform. Okay, next one is a customer and users. Basically this describe who will or might buy the software and in what industrial sector they operate, and it also describes the other people who work in the domain. Even peripherally, it mentions that their background and attitude towards the means how it fit into the organization chart and relate to each other. So here these type of people may become users. Okay, next one is the environment. It basically describes the equipment and system use, because the new system or extension will have to work in the context of this environment. Next one is task and procedures currently performed. Basically in this phase, this is used for making a list of what the various people do as they go about their work. And here it is important to understand that both the procedures people are supposed to follow as well as the shortcuts they tend to take. For example, if people are supposed to enter certain information on a form but rarely do, this suggests the information is not useful, and the task listed in this section may be candidate for automation also. Okay, now moving ahead with the next one. Next document is for competing software. This basically describes that what software is available to assist the user and customer, and it also includes software that is already in use and software on the market. So it discusses its advantages and disadvantages, and this information suggests idea for requirements and highlights mistakes to avoid. Okay, now similarities to other domains. In this context, understanding of what is generic versus what is specific will help us to create software that might be more reusable or more widely marketable. So therefore we can say that it determines what distinguish this domain and the customer organizations from others, as well as what they have in common. So in this way these whole documents are used in domain analysis phase. Now moving ahead with benefits. Basically domain analysis is used by software engineer where we are not expected to become an expert in the domain. Nevertheless, domain analysis can involve considerable work. So some specific benefits for domain analysis process are like this. The first one is a faster development. In this, we will be able to communicate with the stakeholders more effectively. Hence, we will be able to establish requirement more rapidly. Having performed domain analysis will help us to focus on the most important issues. That's why it is called faster development. Next one is a better system. In this case, knowing the subset of the domain will help us to ensure that the solution we adopt will more effectively solve the customer's problem, and we will make fewer mistakes, and we will know which procedures and the standard to follow, and the analysis will give you a global picture of the domain of application. This will lead to better abstraction and hence improved design. And the last one is anticipation of extension. So this is basically armed with domain knowledge where we will obtain insights into emerging trends, and we will notice opportunity for future development. So this will allow us to build a more adaptable system. Okay, now moving ahead, phases of domain analysis. So domain analysis can be structured into 4 main phases, and each phase constituted by different activities. Okay, so the first activities is here is that domain characterization and project planning. Basically, in this first step of every domain analysis method is a preparation activity held which aims to collect the minimum information concerning the problem that allows to decide if it is worth to deal with it. And also it is try to solve it, or if it is not feasible to go on with the process. So here the main activities that had to be carried out during this phase, it is used characterization or planning in the context of business analysis, feasibility analysis, domain description, project planning and resource allocation, etc. Whenever we talk about data analysis, then here the information necessary to the analysis are collected and organized. Then the analysis exploit domain commonalities and variations. So here the main activity prescribes it is used data organization and data exploitation also. Okay, now next one is domain modeling. The main purpose of modeling phase is to complete the previous analysis step, building suitable domain models of the domain. Okay, especially whenever we talk about in the case of modeling commonalities aspects in the domain, and refining domain model which encapsulating variations possibilities, and defining frameworks and journal architecture for the domain, and also describing the rationale beneath domain models and tracking technical issues and relative decisions made in the analysis and modeling process. So this phase can be considered the core activity aiming to produce reusable assets such as components, frameworks and architecture, and the difference between domain modeling and system modeling lies in the target chosen for system modeling, if it is the specific software system that has to be built, while for domain analysis it is a class of similar system in a specific application domain. And whenever we talk about the last phase of domain analysis, which is evaluation, so basically the main purpose of evaluation is to verify the result of each step of the domain analysis process and also identifying possible errors done in building the model and to validate the results against the requirement and user expectation. Okay. This is all about the domain analysis. Thank you so much to all of you, and here are the reference used.